You're a little late, aren't you? Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Mrs. McFadden can be a little pushy when it comes to talking about homework and things. Yeah, I know. She kept me longer too. She kept our class, I think, like 4 extra minutes. I know. But she's insistent on, you know, us passing these exams and everything, so. But, you know, the longer the teachers hold us up, the less time we have to study and everything. Yeah, I know. But I'm glad you can make it. No worries at all. As you can see here, I was just kind of working on studying for anatomy and going through all the facial and cranial bones. Yeah, we can start with anatomy first if you want. So for me, I have anatomy I'm still studying for, as well as literature. Yeah, I think the main one I need to go through, which I think the prof was saying would be on the test, was Julius Caesar, the Shakespeare one. Yeah. So I'd want to go through that as well with you if you don't mind. That's great. Did you have anything you needed in my help? Okay. Yeah, I could do that. No worries. It's good practice for me too. Unfortunately, despite being in the different class sections of the same course, we had to take our exam at the same time. Otherwise, I could give you, a couple of pointers on what's going to be on the exam. Yeah, no worries. Get comfortable. Grab any snacks or anything that I have there too in my bag. Yeah. Don't worry about it. And then we'll get started, alright? Any particular spots then of the skull bones that you need help remembering? Me personally, I'm kind of just going over everything because I'm not great when it comes to anatomy. I like the idea of studying it, but I find the memorization's pretty hard. Yeah. Okay, well, we can do that. What about I do it where I'm going to point my brush here at different spots on the skull, okay? And you need to try to memorize and tell me what bone is which. Yeah, I heard that it's going to be a lot more, since it is the beginner anatomy, we're not taking the more advanced AB courses, that it's going to be a little bit easier. It's going to be more of just kind of labeling and being able to identify the different bones, at least from what I heard. Yeah. So I feel like that's what we should focus on the most. Glad you agree. Alright, you want to get started? Start with the face here. Okay. Could you tell me what this bone that's going to be here that holds the eyes are called? Yeah, good. How about... I don't know how well on my model you can see it. Don't mind this here. I got this model at a garage sale. It's technically a piggy bank, but it looks cool, okay? But this back, if you can see the crease here, this back piece of the skull is that particular bone called? Close. I think you're thinking of this one up here. What is this one at the back here? That's okay. We'll come back to it. Yeah. Not a problem. What about the bones here? Okay. Hold it so you can see it better. These bones here that are kind of like the cheekbones. It's going to be the same on either side, okay? Yeah, it's on there and there. Yes, with an eye. Are you practicing writing it down right now, or? Yeah, that's a smart idea. Go for it. Sorry, I'll go a little bit slower if you want. Yeah, that's I, R. Yeah, I'm surprised that the professor didn't, make you guys go over that part. Makes me wonder now if it's going to be on my test and not yours. I don't know. I know, everyone's pretty stressed about it. Yeah, it's not my favorite, but I'm worried about the lit exam. Yeah, I love literature, but I find it's a little bit difficult. Yeah, and it's very, what's the word? Dependent on the prof. Some profs are really easygoing, they're not too picky about what meanings you decipher from things and from different works. And then other profs are so particular that you decipher things and take from different ambiguous literature what they think, is the correct answer. Yeah, exactly. I had that with him as well. It was just, I think one of the, what was it? It was one of the poems I think we were doing. I think it was 18th or 17th century poetry. I can't remember. Don't think it's going to be on the test, he said, thankfully, but I did a whole paper on my thoughts and deciphering for one of the assignments on it, and he didn't give me as good marks because, it wasn't what he said it was going to be. So, not the biggest fan of his course, if you can tell. But I still have a good grade so far, so as long as the exam goes alright, I'll pass just fine. I'm not planning on taking AP Lit next year anyway, so not too worried about that. But anyways, back to what we were studying here. Let's go over a couple more. What's the nose kind of bone here? That looks a little funny. Excellent. Good. What is the official scientific name for the jawbone that's here? The jawbone. Take a moment to think about it. Yes, you got it. Good job. Not as bad at this as you said you are. I think you'll do well on exam. Don't worry. Alright. What are the official names? Names of the teeth. They're on here, though they're not technically, bone. They're more an animal. But let's review them anyways, just in case. Good job. Let's take a look at you here, buddy. So we did the cheekbones, eyes, bones, the back. Okay. Could you name the other two parts of the skull? The skull bones that we didn't name. So you had the back piece here, fine. And what about the front? That's kind of the forehead section here. Yes, excellent. And then what about that one over here that you named correctly? Yeah, it's that one. Awesome. Alright, was there anything else with anatomy that you wanted to go over, dear? Yeah, I think we went over all the bones and bone structures that is going to be on the test. Alright, well, why don't we get started with that lit study then, and I'll put our little friend here away. Alright. Did you remember your copy? Yeah, okay. Oh, your copy's really nice. Mine is an older edition that a family member had, so thankfully I didn't have to go and spend an arm and a leg at this school bookstore. Yeah. It's kind of cool though, I know. So, yeah. Do you have the edition with notes and questions by Adrian MacDonald? Yeah, okay, so we have the exact same version then. Mine's just much older. Cool. So in terms of what was going to be on the test, do you remember what Professor Whitehorse said? Okay. Okay, so there's going to be a little bit on the history of Shakespeare, okay, in the life, yeah. Yeah, because our editions have that here, so there's Shakespeare's life, Shakespeare's development as a dramatist, the Shakespearean theater, the Shakespearean type of play, the medium of Shakespeare's plays, and Shakespeare as a dramatist. Those are the chapters before the actual play itself. What do you have on your notes there? Okay. Yeah, if you could let me know, I'm just going to make some marks in this book here. My family member said I could keep the edition, so it's fine if I write it a little bit. Okay. So it's going to be on Shakespeare's life, okay? The Shakespearean theater, okay? And the Shakespearean type of play, okay. So he was saying it's not on every chapter in that area, okay. Did he say how many questions are going to be in each section, or? Okay. Yeah, so it was a little vague, but said maybe 20 questions in this area, okay. And most of the questions will be on the actual play itself. Okay, easy enough. That's at least helpful. 20 questions. Okay. Alright, so we can go through that. And then, yeah, in our additions here, we have the intro, the actual play, Julius Caesar. We have a section of notes by the reprint edition author, review questions, and general questions. Is there going to be any of those questions or review questions in the back that he's going to use? Yeah, let's take a look and see. Yeah, okay. So you said that's going to be part of it. I see. So, specifically the review questions on Act 5. Okay. So we'll go through a couple of those then, maybe? Okay. So he obviously didn't say which ones it's going to be. It's just going to be any of the, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Any of those 10 questions, he might pick 5 from them. Okay. There's another section here in our books that's like longer passage questions. No, but he did say the general questions. Okay, yeah, I've got that open right now. Okay, so we'll go over a couple of those too. Okay, that is great. Well, why don't we start then on the history of Shakespeare first in his personal life. See. Yeah, so he'll have us like probably answering, I'm assuming, some like basic like questions about like the history of the play, of Shakespeare, dates and things, and the rest is going to be like answering questions about passages and analyzing them. Yeah. Yeah. Too worried, but make sure we get everything right, because I think this is going to be the longer of the exams for sure. Okay. So what about, for this first part, I ask you questions, and then you can take your notes, and then we will try to answer and write down our answers to the questions, the other part of the book. Great. Okay. I went through a bit of some things in here, but not very much yet. I am really behind on studying. Yeah, at least for this one, I was studying a lot for our geography class, because that one, despite being geography, sounded really difficult, so, and that's my first one too of the week. So, we're here now at least. Alright, so, if you're ready. Okay, what is the assumed date that Julius Caesar, the play, appeared in print? At least that is known. Yeah, I'd say try to take a guess from what you remember reading, and then if not, try to go back to the book and find it. At least you can make notes on it and remember for next time. Yes, so close. It's 1623, not 21. Yeah. Awesome. I think I'd get bonus points for being like that close. But let's see here. The story of Julius Caesar is taken from what interesting period of history? This should be an easy one. Roman history, excellent. There's a lot of specific info about the Roman Empire here. that I think is really detailed that he said we weren't going to go into, right? Yeah, okay. Play to the Scissors, apparently very popular, produced, played successfully, mastering 300 odd years. Okay. This is about the principal characters. Could you tell me 3 facts of what we do know about William Shakespeare's life? Whether it's kind of around the time he was born, who he married, when he left his hometown and moved to London. When did he start writing, roughly, we think? General guesses. I know the professor was saying that, you know, there's so much info we don't know about Shakespeare, and so kind of it's more so taking a guess at the general era of the time and what may have influenced his life and his writings. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that one. I'll make a note of that one for sure. Yeah, that's one I was thinking of as well. Okay. Let's do one more about the Shakespearean theater. Let's see. Could you give me a brief description of what the Shakespearean theater at the time was like in terms of, you know, roughly, I don't need crazy details, more so what the stage was like, how it may function at the time. Take your time and think about it, no worries. Yeah, that's an excellent point as well. Yeah, about them being outdoor theaters and everything, so they'd have to perform during the day. Yeah, and I think that's a good point to bring up because it's very good at pointing out that they were very much relevant on good weather. You know, they're not really focused on like lighting, obviously, and things like that because of where you are. Yeah, and no scenery, exactly. So there was a lot of, what I'm reading here, elaborate costumes were provided for the actors and many stage accessories such as tables and chairs, but there was no scenery. A particular setting was suggested by putting some symbol on the stage, such as an artificial bush to represent a forest, or by merely hanging up a sign to tell the audience where the action was supposed to take place. So interesting, isn't it? So different now. I know our school plays are so elaborate, you know, we've got 5 people just to do lighting, and it's a whole thing. I feel like it'd be fun to do a more simple one. Let's move on to those questions at the back. Alright, let's go through some of the general questions first. So I'm going to write up my answers too, because these questions I haven't really practiced yet. Alright. So how does Shakespeare succeed in making the audience sympathize with the conspirators before Caesar's assassination? hold on, I'm just trying to find a section here. Here. I'm thinking to walk forth downstairs today. Caesar shall forth the things that 30 feet never look back on my back. See the face of Caesar, they are vanished. Caesar, I never stood in ceremonies, and now they bring me. There's one within. Besides the things that we have heard and seen, seen by the watch line is had, the rails and the streets and graves of yarn and yellow of their dead. Warriors fight among clouds. Yeah, so I agree. I was just reading a passage similar to that from Act 2. That's kind of reflecting on the character of Caesar, showing how people are finding him difficult. Exactly. Okay. So, shows Caesar. Yeah, I agree. Exactly. Oh, and that point, where is that section? Where'd you find that? Act 3. Okay, I see it here. Beginning of Act 3. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can say that too then as well. Good. Good. Awesome, that's great. Can I see your work there? So we had the points on, yep, and then as well, yeah. Okay, so we've got everything there. What question do you want to do next? Where is that one? Hold on. Oh, I see question 14. Mm-hmm. What purposes are served by the first scene in the play? Let's go back there. It's been a while since I read it. Okay. Caesar, Act 1, Scene 1, Rome, a street. Enter Flavius, Marcellus, and certain citizens. Friends home, you idle creatures, get you home. Is this the holiday? What? No, you not. Do not walk upon a laboring day without the sign of your profession. Speak, what trade art thou? My sir, carpenter, where is that leather paper in thy robe? Thus the best robe, you serve a trader here. Yeah, so I was getting something similar to that, though I was finding that maybe the point is more to show that there's the difference in the people, like there's the cobbler. Yeah, there's just these citizens. Are they supposed to like Marvelous or Flavius? I don't think. Okay. Let me go back to the page. Oh, that's a good point as well, for sure. I like that. Oh yeah, and how do you spell that? Do you know? I can't find it anywhere. Okay, hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Double L's, okay. And this. Okay, awesome. Oh, is it that late already? Oh goodness, we're running out of time. Yeah, I have math after this, unfortunately, and algebra after that, so don't ask me. I don't want to talk about that class, it's not my favorite, but yeah, so why don't we move back to page 132, and we will do a couple of the questions down here, okay, that are more the review questions specifically on Act 5. I think I remember the prof saying something about Act 5 being very important and something we should really focus on, so yeah, with the time we have left, let's do 2 more questions quickly. Alright, what about we do question 5. Yeah, that sounds good. From what is suggested in scenes 3, 4, and 5 specifically, describe the progress of the battle. Do you remember what the battle was like more so in Acts 3 and 4? Before the lead up to 5? Act 5. Okay, we have Brutus here in scene 2, Act 5. Ride, ride, Messala, ride, and give it these bills unto the legions on the other side. Let them set on at once, for I perceive but cold demeanor in Octavius's wing, and sudden push gives them the overthrow. Ride, ride, Messala, let them all come down. Yeah, so it's going back and forth, more intense by that point, I agree. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. See, you know all these things. You know what to look for. Exactly. Okay, one more question then, because we don't have much time. Yeah, okay, we have 2 minutes, so let's quickly do this here. What about question number 1? What evidences are there in the scenes that represents the parley before the battle that Brutus has made a mistake in military strategy by advancing to Philippi? Yeah, that's the region right outside, yeah. I remember seeing that too. Octavius, scene 1. Now, Antony, our hopes are answered. You said the enemy would not come down, but keep the hills and upper regions. It proves not so. Their battles are at hand. They mean to warn us here at Philippi here. Answering before we do demand of them. And then Antony speaks after that, yeah, and then the messenger comes in. I agree. That's what I was taking from it as well. I keep losing this last page here. Yeah, so we said, That's point number 1. Do you know if Professor Whitehorse wants a certain number of points to be made for each answer? Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like, maybe I could directly ask him in that final class before exams. Yeah, he's doing that review one. So that would be helpful. I'll make note of that to specifically ask just about general exam questions. Yeah, that is a good point, so I'll ask him that as well. You can ask him too in case I don't see you before then. Okay. But yeah, so we said evidence 2 is the... Exactly. James. Okay, was there anything else? That fun point, exactly. Okay. Okay, and I think that should be it. Wow, we got quite a bit done. Pretty impressed with ourselves. Alright. Well, dear, thanks so much for your help with studying. Despite it being, some okay topics, I find that I love studying with you. It's a lot of fun to work with. Well, let's definitely make and plan a time to study again together soon, because with all these exams coming up, we need to make sure we have time to at least study some of the classes that we have together. Okay, well, good luck on this last class of yours, and I'll see you later. Alright, thanks dear. Bye now.